Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes, Start Your Morning Right. I'm Marlene Cuellar, and thank you for joining me this morning. It is a steamy Thursday morning, definitely getting off to a hot start. And we have been warned this is the time of year we'll be getting these types of temperatures. So just in case you haven't stepped out as yet, that's what you're expecting. We know some parts of Belize City currently are without power, so yeah, open those windows and try to make sure you're circulating enough air to cool you down. But we're going to get things kicked off this morning with some motivation. And that means we'll get right into our eye-opener. And our eye-opener, taken from dailyom.com, goes like this. By noticing how small things can fill our days with delight, we are more likely to experience the wonder of living. There are the everyday aspects of our lives that bring us the most joy, even if at first it may seem natural to expect our feelings of happiness to come from the larger events in our lives. By noticing how small things can fill our days with delight, we are more likely to experience the wonder of living. Once we take the time to look around and witness the beauty, kindness, and laughter that envelop us, what may seem like the ordinariness of the everyday becomes filled with the extraordinary detail of each individual moment. If we bring this sense of awareness to our lives, for even a few minutes each day, we will begin to see just how blessed we are living. Taking in the small joys of each day expands our feeling of being connected with the world, especially once we become more attuned to them. With each passing day, we will find that these small delights, which bring a deeper level of appreciation for everything the universe has given to our lives, are miracles. All right, that's the eye-opener for this morning. What a better way to start your day. Pay attention. Pay attention to the little details, the little things in your life that you have so much to be grateful for. We've talked about the impact of gratitude on the show so many times. It's been a recurrent theme in our eye-openers, and it's a point that keeps on coming up because it can make such an impact in how you feel throughout your day. There are many challenges, and you can really focus on just that throughout the day. But there are also little things that you're taking for granted. Your happy child as they wake up today and they smile at you, or they're laughing while they play with their siblings. The things that you can provide versus focusing on the things that you are very concerned about at the moment. There are little gifts that we have, and it is important that we're able to celebrate those and appreciate those as well. So that is the eye-opener for today. And as I said earlier, it is a hot morning so far, and we are expecting to get our weather update in just a bit. But we're going to go ahead and just read our prepared forecast for today. And the general situation is for relatively moist and unstable conditions that will prevail over our area during the next 24 to 48 hours. The 24-hour forecast is for mostly cloudy skies with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms, with brief periods of rain occurring around the country today, with slightly more this afternoon. Then activity will linger mostly over the south tonight. The winds will be moving from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots, and the sea state will be moderate. Our high temperatures for today, believe it or not, these are actually lower temperatures. So we're looking at a high of 86 along the coast, 90 inland, and 78 in the hills. While tonight we're seeing 80 along the coast, 75 inland, and 70 in the hills. The extended forecast is for a few showers and isolated thunderstorms that will develop mainly over southern and central areas on Friday into Friday night, while gradually decreasing. And we want to thank Crystal Rosales for that update. So it seems that the temperatures are going to be lower. The clouds are going to help us out over at least today and looks like into tomorrow as well. We are expecting some showers to come in. They don't seem like they'll be lasting too long, and they are expected to be isolated, and that includes a threat of thunderstorms as well. All right, and let's talk a bit about what's happening in Belize at this time. We know that today is it's the continuation of the protest action that has been initiated by the unions, the Belize National Teachers Union, the Public Service Union, the Association of Public Service Senior Managers, and we've also been notified of the Nurses Association, who are also on a go-slow at this time. The unions are, of course, in an impasse with the government over two things: the implementation of good governance measures, which they want to see more expedient action being taken. They want to see it happen faster than the timelines that have been suggested. And the second is, of course, the salary cuts. Today is a critical day. Today, the joint unions go back to the table with government. They started on Tuesday, and they didn't complete the proposals that were being presented by both sides. And today, they come back to complete that conversation. Of course, the hope is that they will be able to work out a solution so that both parties can feel content, continuing on, the teachers return to the classroom, the public service go back to work, and of course, government proceeds with the plans that they have in place. Will that happen? We're not sure yet. And as we said, we will keep on following the situation so we can give you the update and all the latest information as it unfolds. One of the things that we must keep in mind as well is that while the unions are coming out to be able to show their discontent, it does mean, in the case of schools, that some of the online learning has been paused. In some cases, people who were having packages being distributed, those have also stopped as a measure of the strike action. Public service has also, some of the government departments, they're going to be working a bit slower, and you want to take that into consideration as they are in the middle of a strike, and the same with the Nurses Association. We'll give you more update on these issues in our newscast tonight at 6 p.m. And moving on to other news that's happening, Miss Universe Belize, Iris Delgado, is leaving the country today as she travels to Florida to be able to represent Belize in the Miss Universe pageant. Now, it has been a very different term for our Miss Universe Belize, as clearly she was selected during the pandemic. There was an application process, there were online interviews, and she was the contestant who came out successful. And since she was selected, she's been making her rounds. We've seen her quite a bit working along with the private sector, working along with NGOs. And yesterday, our News 5's Duane Moody caught up with her to find out more about her story as she heads on out to Florida to represent us next week.
About domestic violence, an issue that is very, very big in our country, in all of Latin America to be specific, because of the machista culture. And it's time that that changes. And so I want to be a voice for the voiceless and for the women who suffer in silence. From the beginning of my pageant journey, when I was going through that abusive relationship, that situation pushed me to go further than my comfort zone. And that was where the growth was. And to expose myself to that stage and realize how comfortable I was like me being reborn. And that's what made me continue in pageantry, because not only did it provide me opportunities to meet amazing people, but it provided me the opportunity to heal and to realize that I'm still someone that can be looked up to, somebody admirable, somebody that can be a role model to young ladies. And so every day, all the people that I come across, I just feel grateful because they're all part of the journey of the woman that I am and that I am becoming.
Who is Iris Salguero? So, for those who do not know, we've been hearing, who is Iris?
Iris is a down-to-earth island girl, very simplistic, very grateful, very about life. I love to just enjoy life for what it is. I have accepted that life comes with its ups and downs, and I've learned to fall in love with that. And that's what I want people to do as well, to learn to fall in love with their lives. Yes, life comes with struggles. It comes with its ups and downs, but I want, when women look at me, they say that's an empowered woman. And she has a very strong story. She came from a very difficult time in her life with an abusive relationship, from a humble family, of humble beginnings, and she has managed to make it to the top. And I want that when they hear that story, that they believe in themselves as well, and that they know that they can accomplish everything that they set their minds to.
Seems so emotional. Talk to us about what's going on in your head.
Well, people tend to say that when you speak of your story, if you cry, you haven't healed, and that's not it. It's more happiness. When I think back to the girl that I was, that naive little girl who could easily be manipulated, her confidence could be taken down, I do not recognize who that is, because I am a different woman these days. I am so confident in who I am, in love with the person that I am, and there is something in my heart that just wants to reach out and help as many persons as possible. And that's the passion and the love that I'm taking with me to Miss Universe. I'm grateful for the people that have kept me grounded, that have kept my feet on the ground and told me, Iris, be yourself. Keep it humble like you always have. Be authentic. Remember where you came from, because the essence of Iris is the essence of being Belizean, is the essence of having family that comes from El Salvador as well, representing the melting pot of culture that Belize is, the 7 different ethnic groups. It's a heavy crown, and it comes with its negatives as well. But I've learned to be appreciative of it and fall in love with the process. And so I've just been keeping my mind clear, practicing gratitude, practicing meditation, which is very important, especially in these last days where, we've been finalizing so many things. But I feel prepared, and I know that I carry all my Belizeans with me, and I'm so grateful for that, and they're the ones that keep me motivated every day.
All right, and that is our Miss Universe Belize speaking about her platform of women empowerment. And as we said, Iris will leave the country today, where she is going to travel to Florida and participate in the preliminary events that lead up to the Miss Universe pageant that will be held on May 16th. All right, and it is time for us to get moving into our show for today. And we're starting off getting an update on the sugar industry in the north. The Belize Sugar Industry Association, BSI, ASR, will be joining us to be able to talk about some of the developments that have been taking place there. And that's going to be the first part of our show. The second part, we'll be talking to representatives of the nurses, well, not the nurses, they're nurses at the KHMH. And it's Nurses Week this week, and it's celebrated under the theme, Nurses, a Voice to Lead, a Vision for Future Healthcare. So we'll be hearing from them as to how they're celebrating and how things have been going. And then we close off with some Mother's Day promotions, and that's going to be some of the items that you can get at Medisco. So we'll have lots of ideas as to what you can get Mom, because Mother's Day is just a few days away. So be sure to check that out. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, well, no, we have a birthday shout out. Today, we are saying happy, happy birthday to Tyler Lisby. Tyler, have a great day today, and that greeting comes from all of us here at Channel 5 and Open Your Eyes. And now we're going to take that break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of BSI ASRs. Please stay tuned.
Instead, I want to celebrate my mother, the voice of reason behind every decision I've ever made. Every all-nighter I survived because she sat by my side. The values she's instilled, I will take with me forever. And I know that you have given me more than I can ever give back to you.
Mothers, our everyday superheroes. The Belize Bank salutes you. Happy Mother's Day.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
Why, Tony?
Boy, kid, what you go on, man?
We actually come see you because I need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups for my grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing things since April 15th, you know. And I just routed the last batch, must be about like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have anything? What you go on?
Check this, right? That's a new law we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Set in place by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Passengers traveling to the U.S. must present a negative COVID test or a documentation of having recovered from COVID-19 to travel to the U.S. In light of this, Maya, in partnership with Caring Hands Clinic, have established testing centers in all their municipal airports. Caring Hands Antigen Test Center is operational in San Pedro, Belize City, Dangriga, Placencia, and Hopkins. These testing facilities are staffed by licensed healthcare professionals, including doctors, registered nurses, and nurse practitioners. Testing is done using Abbott rapid test devices that are FDA approved and made in the USA. The service is safe, fast, affordable, and the close proximity of the centers makes them convenient. Walk-ins are welcomed, but appointments are encouraged. If you would like to make an appointment, please feel free to do so at
Book your appointment, get tested, and in 15 minutes, you can get back to your vacation.
Do you need to apply for a Social Security card? With our newest online service, My Social Security, applying for a card just got easier. With a My Social Security account, you can apply for a card anytime and anywhere, putting you in control. To use this service, you must first create your My Social Security account. Visit our website. Under Online Services, select My Social Security, provide your personal information, and await activation of your new account. After activation, you are free to log in to your My Social Security account to complete your online application for a Social Security card. Be sure to book your registration appointment to finish the card application process. Gain control and truly experience Social Security at your fingertips.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Andrea Polanco, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
And moving into our first conversation for today, as I said earlier, our first conversation is going to be taking a look at the sugar industry in the north. We're joined by representatives of BSI ASR. We have VP of International Relations, Matt McLaughlin, and we have the Director of Finance, Sean Chavaria. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you both, and good morning to your listeners.
Well,
good morning. Morning, and thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to have you here and to be able to hear from you what's happening in the north. We know how critical the industry is. Let's just talk about where we are right now in the season.
Yeah, sure, Marlene. Well, you know, we're probably about 2/3 of the way through the crop now. We're in kind of prime time harvest season at the moment. We're grateful to the farmers for bringing in some good quality cane at the moment, and we're managing to mill that cane. It's been pretty dry in recent weeks, which in some respects is a blessing in that less mud and extraneous matter come in with the cane, but on the other hand, it is having an impact on the cane crop. But things are going reasonably well at the moment. I don't know, Sean, if you want to say something about the direct consumption sugars as well.
Yes, and we had updated the farmers this week. We had a crop progress meeting to give them an update on how milling has been proceeding. And that was one of the key highlights, that, you know, the mill has been doing well this past week, a couple of weeks. And it's really because of the improvement in cane quality. Mud levels are controlled. We're seeing an improvement in the pall, which is the amount of sucrose that's coming in the cane. So the mill is able to extract a lot more sugar. But more importantly, we've been able to produce some 8,800 tons more of direct consumption sugar over last year for the same period, which, you know, it was part of our strategic initiative to shift away from a raw sugar mill to one that's producing majority direct consumption sugar. So it's really showing the yields of the investments that we've made to expand in direct consumption sugar production.
All right.
So let's get to the elephant in the room, if I could use that term. Cabinet has now agreed or made the decision to divert 50 metric tons of cane to be milled by Santander. And are you guys saying otherwise? Tell us the story about that and where you are right now.
Okay, John. Well, it's 50,000 tons of cane that has been authorized to go to Santander. Yeah, we were a little surprised by that decision because there had been no consultation with us prior to that, and of course, you know, that cane is scheduled to come to BSI, and you know, we are counting on that for our sugar sales and sugar production. But we've been able to have some very constructive discussions with the government about that decision. And we were able to point out that perhaps, you know, a decision was based on a number of factors which were not entirely correct, and that included some assumptions on how much cane we were prepared to mill this year, and it also was based on an assumption that we were going to finish the crop at the end of June, neither of which are accurate. And so we've been able to point that out to the government and to say, look, you know, we have every intention of grinding all the cane in the north that is programmed to come to us under the commercial agreements that we have with the farmer associations. That's barring any unforeseen circumstances, acts of nature, you know, weather issues, etc. And we are programmed to mill out that cane by the middle of July, which is not unusual for our industry. The last few years we've gone into July. Yeah. One of the reasons that I think there was a bit of a concern about the cane was because of delays to the start of the crop.
Yes.
The mill was ready in the middle of December, but because of perhaps the legacy of the lack of investment in sugar roads that coincided with very heavy rain, the farmers were unable to deliver their cane, and the crop actually started 2 weeks late, and then shortly into the crop there was another best part of a week's delay, again for reasons of rain. And you know, had that not happened, we would certainly have been romping through the cane by now, and you know, be looking to finish the crop sometime in June. But we're pretty comfortable and confident. We're having outreach meetings with the farmers. We're discussing the issues with them. Yeah. And as I said, you know, we've had some cordial and constructive discussions with government about, you know, just about the fundamentals and the basis of this decision, and you know, how it was taken without any consultation.
Yeah. Let's segment the issue there, because you gave us quite a bit to unpack. There is the first issue, or the first part of it, which is that the decision is made based on what essentially was your forecast very early on. Let's talk about that. What was that forecast, and why is that being used as a marker to say that you perhaps will, or the farmers need to take their cane to another mill?
John, do you want to explain how the assumptions work?
Yeah, certainly. And it's a good question, because that's one of the points that we've sought to clarify with the government. Whenever the crop starts, BSI needs to issue a cane price estimate. And so in that cane price estimate, it needs to make assumption on several variables. The key one is cane supply. What is the estimated cane supply to be delivered to the mill? And then from that, what is the expected quality? And you look at TCTS, then we make assumptions on what sugar prices might be. So when we started the crop, when we issued the cane price estimate for the crop, we started with a cane supply estimate of cane to be delivered to the mill, right, of 1,035,000. When we issued a second estimate in February, a month after the crop start, that was increased to 1,060,000. And again, that number is not an indication of the maximum amount of cane that BSI will mill. It's an estimate of the cane to be supplied and delivered from farmers. And as the crop progresses, we go about updating that estimate based on actual milling performance, actual deliveries of farmers are performing. And in fact, last week, we issued a third estimate, which increased again the estimate to 1.1 million tons. And that is very normal. That happens every year. The cane estimate goes improving as the conditions improve, as farmers deliver cane, and we're seeing that, all right, we're getting closer to the number that we're expecting. So, and it goes back to the comment from Mark. If there was any uncertainty on what that estimate is, then they could have reached out and we could have had a discussion with stakeholders to look at what yields have been to date, do perhaps a verification exercise of what is left to be delivered, and come up with the a decision by consensus.
So let's use the historical track record here. How often are these estimates accurate? Are they usually underestimating or overestimating your actual milling capacity?
No, I think the key point here is that figure that's put out as part of the cane price estimate is an assumption upon which you base the cane price estimate. Right. It's not supposed to be an indication of how much cane there is. It's a fact, and we've discussed it on your show before, Marlene and John, but every year the cane crop is overestimated by the SCPC. Often by over 100,000 tons of cane. Mm-hmm. And there are a number of reasons for that. But we saw an estimate recently that CERDI had put out, in February, which was looking at a cane crop of somewhere between 1.14 and 1.2 million tons. And that sort of tallies with what we think is probably out there. And the reason I say that is because you will remember that we're coming off the back of a very, very severe drought year. Yes. Okay. When the original crop estimate was issued before the crop started by the SCPC at 1.24 million. Now we knew that was probably an over-exaggeration as it is every year. But in December, that was then increased to 1.3 million tons, which would mean that the crop had not only rebounded from the drought, but had exceeded, what was ground the year before the drought, which was the bumper crop. You will recall it was the biggest crop we ever had. So that I think, all things being equal, we and taking a little bit away from the cane price estimate, because that is a little bit of a bogus estimate on which to base a decision, because our intention is to grind out all the cane, however much there is. And we are very confident, barring any desperate issues, acts of nature, weather, whatever, that would impede that. Yeah. We're also more confident because weather forecasts at the moment, we're in a period that's known as La Nina phenomenon, which means it's likely to be drier through into the summer months. And that gives us a lot more comfort and confidence that we're not going to be hit by any of these unforeseen circumstances. That again gives us a lot of confidence that we will be able to mill out all the cane in the fields, which frankly we've got a very good track record on, and we've explained that to the government.
That was the other point that I wanted to unpack, where you documented the delay in the start of the crop for several reasons, sugar roads and weather and whatnot. But it's also looking at some of the recent issues that we have seen in the past that have impacted the sugar production. You look at the severe droughts that we faced just 2 years ago, and of course we had extreme weather events like the floods we saw last year. Perhaps that was a matter that was taken into account?
Well, certainly from an agronomical point of view, there has been some damage done to the cane crop as a result of that drought. We are very pleased to see the bounce back of cane, there's no doubt about that. But the truth is that there will be some fall off in cane. We're not expecting to recover to previous levels this year, and possibly not next year either. It's interesting, actually, last year the crop estimate, in full knowledge of the drought, was nearly 1.3 million tons, and of course in the end only 879,000 tons were delivered.
What I would add as well, Marlene, is that's to remove the guessing game. That is one of the reasons we've been advocating for the implementation of a management information system, so that we make estimates of cane supply based on technical information, based on scientific information, where all the data is in the management information system to say, all right, this area received X amount of rain, has this type of soil, and you can better plan and forecast what the crop is looking like. And so the implementation of a management information system for us is very key to remove this guessing game.
Yeah, and I think a really important point there, Sean, is that, for the 5 years ago, I pressed the EU to provide €500,000 to give us a state-of-the-art GIS-based management information system that has plotted all the cane fields through satellites and mapped all the cane fields, and that information's been updated every year. And that essentially is a tool that has never really been utilized in the industry. Successive administrations and ministers of agriculture, including the current Minister of Agriculture, have not insisted on that being utilized fully. And all that really means is that when farmers deliver their cane, they link their field IDs to that. And that gives us a much better accurate picture of cane out there, and it helps to manage the crop, and it helps to plan for the future, plan for investments in the future as well.
Well, that was another question that comes to mind when I hear you talk of how much cane is still left in the field, where you are with your milling. There's been, I know on the show here, we've talked about it quite a few times, the technology that's been integrated in trying to properly assess how the crops are coming along and what's left to be milled. Is that in use? Is it still a challenge because not all farmers have signed on to using or providing the data? What's the situation there?
Yeah, we were pleased last week when we discussed with government. We got a very firm commitment from the Agriculture Minister that he would, instruct his appointees in the sugar industry institutions to ensure that henceforth farmers were entering their farm IDs when they deliver cane. And also that fields that were finished with the harvest would be closed off in our management information system, which is shared by all the stakeholders. So we were delighted with that. I'm sorry that hasn't yet turned into action on the ground, and we will be following up with Minister to find out whether that instruction's been issued, and if it has, why that is not now being recorded. But look, what we believe should be the logical step. If there is any concern about crop delivery, it's not our intention in any way to undermine our farmers. Quite the opposite. We want the best for our farmers. Now, the best for our farmers is that we can mill their cane according to the commercial agreements we have in place. If farmers do take cane to another mill, it's going to cost them a lot of money to do that, and they will be economically disadvantaged, and it may in fact not have been necessary. So what really we've asked the government to do now is to get the institutions, the SCPC, to do a verification of the remaining cane, basically. We think that would only take 2 to 3 weeks to do that, so that we have a very clear idea of how much cane is left, accurate, verified, not plucked from the sky. And that figure, we then look at that, and we would then, be the first ones to have a conversation with our farmer if we thought there was any risk to that cane. It's not our intention, never would be, to undermine our farmers. Yeah. So, I think really that's the process that should take place.
What I hear from you, and what is very evident in your release, is that your concern was that there was no consultation made. Yeah. And in fact, you wanted the opportunity to perhaps allay fears and say, yes, we'll be able to mill all the cane that comes in during this particular season. Now, it's important for viewers, and as we move forward in the conversation, there are different stakeholders here. There are the farmers, there are the millers, and of course, this sector itself is such an important driver for an economy, and we don't have to get into how important that is. What is the impact if this 50,000 tons is taken out of the north into another mill on your production and the cost there?
Well, we forward contract sugar sales and contracts based on what we believe the sugar we're going to make. So if suddenly a chunk of that cane is taken away, then obviously that will have an impact, an economic impact on BSI. And I would say that couldn't come at a worse time for us, because we appreciate that the farmers have been under stress and under duress due to the drought and those issues, but equally so as the sugar mill. And we as a company, and I'm sure that your viewers will have seen this over the years, we have not been shy to invest in Belize and in the northern sugar industry. I mean, we up to now have invested a total of around 325 million Belize dollars in the industry, and in all that time, I mean, I think some of your viewers will remember that in the past, BSI needed to be supported by government funding and things like that. We have never sought that at all. We've looked after that industry over this period of time. And as a key stakeholder in what happens economically to both our mill, but also to the farmers, I think it's absolutely essential in any dealings that involve a private company, a private sector company, that there's a mutual respect and B, adequate consultation and discussion about any issues that are going to have an impact on that business. And I say that in a slightly broader context because we have heard, the Minister of Agriculture talking about the need for reforms to the Sugar Act, which, frankly, is a very antiquated piece of legislation, and it had its foundations in the 1960s, colonial era, and at a time when I think government probably had a lot more economic interest in the sugar industry and in the mill, whereas now, of course, there isn't any really.
And there's a great opportunity for progress having a Minister of Agriculture who knows the sector so well.
Yes, I would agree entirely. And, somebody who we have had an ongoing conversation with, I have personally, for the last 7 or 8 years. So absolutely. I mean, what's crucial, and one of the things I would highlight, we were interested to see the PUP manifesto before the election, which talked about empowering the agro-productive sector and it making a better investment climate for that sector. I mean, that's encouraging to people like ourselves who have been investing a lot in the business. But, in a sense, what we'd like to see moving forward, if decisions are being taken, and for example, if there is going to be any amendments to the Sugar Act to make it more modern, more constitutional, I would say, then we would anticipate, to be very closely consulted in that process, because after all, we are a private business in Belize, and a private business that's demonstrated through our investments our commitment to the industry and the fact that we want to make it better. We want to make it, we have great aspirations to make Belize the sugar bowl of the CARICOM, and we're doing a lot of work in that direction. So, I think what we're saying is, look, let's work together. Let's not do things, top down, without consultation. I think it's very important, and I firmly believe that the government will accept that way as well, that way forward for the future. And if we can all do that and create the right kind of investment climate for the future, it will be a great thing for the north of Belize and for the whole Belizean economy. When you think about the amount
based on what you were saying this morning, it seems that the conversation has already started with government after the decision.
Yes, rather belatedly, yes. We've had some really constructive conversations with the Prime Minister and with the Minister of Agriculture and some other ministers. I think we're just waiting to have a follow-up conversation where we can find an amicable way forward on this particular issue. I think, as I said, that the process is for me, it's quite straightforward. It's got to be based on a realistic verification of how much cane is remaining, and on an assessment of how long that will take to mill the cane. So, with the issue of the management, or the lack of the management information system, really is the root cause for this issue and this problem. And I do hope that as a silver lining from this particular issue, that will be a thing of the past, and we won't be sitting here in a year's time with conjecture over how much cane there is.
Well, in no way will I like to portray that you are the farmers' representatives. I do know you have a very close relationship in working with them. Have you gotten any reaction from this decision?
Well, had a crop progress meeting last week, and all the associations were there, so we were able to explain our position. I've, as you can see, written an open letter to all the cane farmers, and I'm pleased that we've had follow-up meetings with some of the associations, and yesterday I received an invitation or a request from BSEFA for a full meeting with them, which I'm delighted with. I mean, yes, this is a private business at the end of the day, both cane farmers and BSI, and we need to discuss things together in the first instance in order to ensure that we're moving forward in the right way. So I'm delighted with those invitations for discussion. We will be following up with that immediately to ensure that we're all on the same page.
And we do hope to eventually get you back to talk about that. But I also want to bring up another issue here, another elephant in the room, actually. Last drought in the north, especially with respect to the New River and what occurred there, all fingers actually pointed to BSI for that, and that was primarily. It's also being forecasted that we'll be going into another drought. As a matter of fact, we've been feeling that sweltering weather, and we know that you guys have been doing some work. Can you tell us about what's going on with BSI with respect to this forecasted drought?
Yeah, Sean, why don't you explain about our major investment programs we have lined up?
Yes, thanks for that question, John. And it's something that we've been working on for the past 2 years in consultation with the Department of Environment as well. We've been undertaking technical studies to see how we can improve our water treatment system. Last year, we got board approval for a almost $10 million Belize dollar project to install cooling towers here at the sugar mill. So essentially what this technology will do is the injection water used for the process in the boiling house, that's usually used for vacuum, to create vacuum in evaporators. That goes to a cooling pond before it's discharged to the New River. So before going to these cooling ponds, it will be cooled down to below 35 degrees Celsius before going to the cooling ponds and then being discharged. And so this is something that it has certainly been welcome and embraced by the Department of Environment. We've kept them informed along the way. They also approved as well the whole design and the technology being used. We have to get all those necessary approvals, and that cooling tower should be in place by July. Last year as well, we also installed aerators into the effluent treatment ponds. That was done to assist with dissolved oxygen. And again, that was something that was done in consultation and given the green light by the Department of Environment to implement here. So a lot of work has been done into improving our environmental compliance, and all of it done in consultation and discussion with the Department of Environment.
Now, as the stagnation of the New River starts to show the effects of its ill health, once again the community is concerned about the actions of BSI and your interactions with the environment. What's been the status of the communication with the New River Task Force, DOE? I hear your plans for July, but what's happening during this time?
Well, we had a very constructive meeting with the Minister for Environment a couple of weeks back, where we outlined our plans. I think just we have to recognise, and equally we attended a meeting last week of the Friends of the New River, and I think everyone involved in wishing for a more healthy river, as we certainly are, recognise there are multiple reasons and issues behind what's happening. I mean, it is very natural to point at big industries along the river. I mean, I can understand that, but we take our responsibilities, our environmental responsibilities. Our actions are governed by an environmental compliance plan that we meet those, and that's why we're making the kind of investments we are to ensure that certainly from a point of cooling water that going back into the river, that we will be meeting all those requirements. Is a major investment for us, and the return is strictly an environmental and social return, which we're very proud of. But as things stand, we're playing our part within the community. One other very important point I would say is that we've also outlined recently our decision to move our raw sugar logistics away from Belize City, where of course sugar used to be loaded from barges into export vessels, to Big Creek Port, and that will basically be taking all of our barges and tugs out of the New River, which I can only think will help the situation as well. So you know we're working closely with everybody whose interest it is to preserve that river. I'm aware the DOE recognised there are a number of different reasons for the state of the river at different times in the year. So I think collectively, if everyone does the things they need to do, you know, we can make a real impact on that. We're certainly committed to doing the thing.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. You threw another another issue there to discuss in talking about moving to the Big Creek Port and the impact it had here. But if I could go back, Mac, just to one more issue with the milling at Santander and the current decision. How does it work for farmers? Doesn't it cost more to transport your cane from your farm in the north, taking it out to the west to be milled, versus what you would have to pay to just take it right there to BSI?
Absolutely, Marlene. It will cost a tremendous amount. It's 160 kilometers to transport cane to Santander. Look, I think it's important to understand the decision was taken on the basis of information. It was a genuine decision taken to try and avoid a complete loss to farmers if one assumes that they couldn't grind the cane. You know, we have a difference of opinion on whether that's likely or not. But if the opinion is that the cane can be ground at BSI, there would be absolutely no point in farmers taking their cane to Santander. And also, you know, it would have some serious ramifications for the commercial agreements that we have with farmers, farmer associations, because they would effectively not be meeting that agreement. Yeah. We'd have to consider how we contract cane in the future. And, you know, I mean, what we want to be clear about is we don't want to undermine farmers. I've said that a number of times, and that's absolutely clear.
Well, naturally, the decisions made by the government will be the one that looks out for the larger stakeholder here in terms of number of people, which are the farmers and their families, and ensuring that they don't get stuck with crop in their fields that is left unmilled. Yeah.
Well, I think there are you know, two sides to that. I think the government have made very clear that they would not wish to take a decision that was going to undermine economically BSI. And, you know, I think that, look, we're saying it's our firm belief that we will be able to mill out the cane. Let's do the analysis, the verification. If there is an issue, that the process is that we discuss that with the cane farmers. And we decide what we're going to do as an industry. I think that's the crux of the issue here. So we'll, you know, looking forward to a follow-up conversation with the government and see what, you know, see what comes out of that. Because I'm very well aware that decisions were made for the best reasons. But it's a matter of, you know, what is the best course of action to take.
And it's short-term versus long-term. How does this impact if it proceeds? Because from what I'm hearing from you very clearly is that the decision was made, you reached out to government, and you're now in conversation, hoping they can do an assessment of how much is left to be milled, look at your capacity, and then move forward. Am I understanding you correctly?
That's how I understand the situation.
Okay. So the question is, let's say farmers start taking their crop to the Western mill, to Santander. How does that impact the payout for them? Because there is an agreement made before the crop season. They collect before, they collect in the end. How does that impact that arrangement?
Well, I mean, it's nothing to do with us what Santander would be prepared to pay for cane.
No, I mean for you and your relationship with the farmers.
Well, for our relationship, I mean, that would be a clear breach of the commercial agreement that we have with whichever association the farmers associated with that, you know, taking cane elsewhere. And people have said, you know, does that mean that you're saying that, you know, farmers have to bring the cane to you? The issue is, you know, for any sugar industry, and we of course own a mill in Mexico where there are 54 sugar mills. The process is you contract cane with cane farmers.
Yeah.
And, you know, that cane's delivered to the mill. Now, you know, they're at perfect liberty to contract with another mill. That's not a problem. But for the time being, that cane under the commercial agreements is contracted with BSI. So last thing we want to do is escalate a situation that, in my opinion, doesn't need to be escalated. I think let's have a rational alignment on this and work out what needs to happen. I'm sure the farmers will make the most sensible decision they can on the basis of the economic information available to them. And that's why we're very pleased to have the meetings that we're going to have with all 4 cane farmer associations.
All right. And, you know, you touched, I think, on what is perhaps the great skepticism that people have, which is, you know, you've been BSI has been the main show in town for a long time, and perhaps it's an attempt to maintain that particular status. How, moving forward, when you talk about things like revising the Sugar Act, recognizing the knowledge and expertise of the current Minister of Agriculture in the sugar industry, is it now time to sit with all the players and be able to work forward, expecting that maybe there'll be other interests that come in that want to invest in this industry as well?
Of course. I mean, you know, I think, you know, when you look at a regulatory environment, what you want to end up with is really as little interference, if you like, as little government interference, as little regulation as is strictly necessary, because business, you know, is best getting on with what business does. Now, obviously, there are different stakeholders who need to be represented in any discussion about what that regulation should look like. But I think absolutely everybody involved should be a part of a consultation. There's no question about that. We need to move forward. We really do. It's, you know, I think there's a very bright future for the sugar industry in Belize in general. What decisions are taken in the nature of regulation will either inhibit or encourage the kind of investments needed to take those industries forward. And I think, you know, that there's a very good constitution in Belize that looks after everybody's interests. And I think, you know, that this is all about common sense and how to take things forward in the most appropriate way for all stakeholders.
Yeah. It's such a critical industry, and I think that's one of the things we keep on underscoring when we talk to any representative from the sector. Sean, before we wrap things up, let's just talk about what the current outlook is for world market prices. We know, you know, it has been a challenging time. Yeah. Where are we today?
And the market continues to show volatility. You know, it started very weak, and, you know, prices started showing improvement. Recently, it's been on the uptick, but it's just been so volatile. And that's one of the key reasons why, you know, the company made the strategic decision to move away from a predominantly raw sugar mill to producing value-added sugar because of the price volatility. You know, the prices are go high, go low. It's been for the past 4 years very low, and so moving to direct consumption, selling into CARICOM, selling more direct consumption into the EU, is a way of trying to stabilize prices. For us, that's been the message to farmers. We need to move away from, you know, raw sugar to direct consumption sugar to try to ensure that, you know, we can get the best value for the sugar, because the world market prices is really a dump market where, you know, main sugar producers like Brazil, after they satisfy domestic demand, they dump excess sugar. And so it's not a reflection really of what the cost of producing sugarcane and milling sugar is. And so
so they get to sell off their excess at cheaper rates versus us who's trying to collect a premium price.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's one very important point, though, with our commercial agreement, and that's that it's a value share agreement. So everything we invest in for increased value, and Sean will explain a bit about the pricing of DC sugar, is shared with the farmers. Same with the Big Creek Port development. That will reduce the freight charges that we're due to have. Again, share the value shared with farmers. Sorry, Sean, I interrupt.
No. That was the other point I wanted to make and cite the example for last crop. Last crop, we demonstrated to farmers that by producing, I think it was just over 16,000 tons of direct consumption sugar, which was sold into the European market, farmers received for the 2020 crop a price or an improvement over what would have been the cane price of $3.27 per ton of cane. And that shows really the benefit of moving to value added, because the prices are better, we get better value, and the farmers sharing that through the 65-35 value share arrangement.
And next year, as our investment comes to fruition, we should be producing around, up to 80 to 90,000 tons of direct consumption sugar. So we'll be kind of 2/3 value-added sugar and 1/3 raw sugar.
Okay. All right. So as you said, the engagement has started with government, hoping that you can find a solution to this current issue. And of course, we appreciate you coming in and sharing with us the concerns from your end.
We appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much to you both.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Mac and Sean, thank you. Do enjoy your day today. We're about to take a break. When we come back, this is Nurses Week. How are they celebrating it? That's the question. We'll discuss that when we come back.
Working off-site doesn't mean you have to be off your game. Studies have shown that simply adding a keyboard and mouse to your laptop increases productivity by 26%. Add a monitor and you'll be 35% more productive. At Fulltech Systems, we have what you need to enhance your remote work or e-learning experience. With devices such as headsets, video conferencing monitors, webcams, keyboards, mice, docking stations, all with the brands you trust. Keep connected with collaboration tools like Microsoft 365 Suite and Kaspersky and perform efficiently no matter where you are. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your smart broadband with smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
Do you need to apply for a Social Security card? With our newest online service, My Social Security, applying for a card just got easier. With a My Social Security account, you can apply for a card anytime and anywhere, putting you in control. To use this service, you must first create your My Social Security account. Visit our website. Under Online Services, select My Social Security, provide your personal information, and await activation of your new account. After activation, you are free to log in to your My Social Security account to complete your online application for a Social Security card. Be sure to book your registration appointment to finish the card application process. Gain control and truly experience Social Security at your fingertips.
permits sit in place by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Passengers traveling to the U.S. must present a negative COVID test or documentation of having recovered from COVID-19 to travel to the U.S. In light of this, Maya, in partnership with Caring Hands Clinic, have established testing centers in all their municipal airports. Caring Hands Antigen Test Center is operational in San Pedro, Belize City, Dangriga, Placencia, and Hopkins. These testing facilities are staffed by licensed healthcare professionals, including doctors, registered nurses, and nurse practitioners. Testing is done using Abbott rapid test devices that are FDA approved and made in the USA. The service is safe, fast, affordable, and the close proximity of the centers makes them convenient. Walk-ins are welcomed, but appointments are encouraged. If you would like to make an appointment, please feel free to do so at Make your appointment, get tested, and in 15 minutes, you can get back to your vacation.
Why, Tony?
Why, kid, what you going on, man?
I'm actually going to see we can need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups from my grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing that thing since April 15th, you know. And I just ran out of the last batch, must have been like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have anything? What are you going?
Check this, right? Under the new law, we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Today's COVID update is brought to you by Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're moving now into our second segment. Like I mentioned, this week is actually being celebrated as Nurses Week, and this year they're celebrating under the theme Nurses, a Voice to Lead, a Vision for Future Health Care. Excellent. Now we've got the folks in to tell us all about it. Lizette Bell is in with us. She's the Chief Nursing Officer in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. We also have Frank Lorenzo, who is a male nurse at the KHMH, along with George Authors, who is also a male nurse. So guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Hi, good morning, Marlene. Good morning, Jan. And good morning, Belize. Thanks for having us.
I'm loving the in-sync situation there, all Jerusalem. Happy Nurses Week to all of you.
And
Thank you so much.
Before John said it, I want to say it. I love the video.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
And definitely the nurses are, KHMH and the nurses are trending today.
Very much so.
With that really, you know, energetic and exciting video that you guys posted. So we wanted to get that out there very early on. I wanted to because John was going to steal it and then, you know.
Oh, guys. Once again, good morning.
So you can see that nurses also have talent in dancing as well.
Right.
And caring for our patients.
Dance move.
I think there has to be dance therapy integrated at KHMH now.
Suggestion. Well, guys, it is Nurses Week, and we're looking forward to how the celebration is going with nurses, and that's exactly where I'd like to start. And we're starting off with the chief, Lizette Bell. Miss Liz, what's going on? This is Nurses Week, and how is it being celebrated?
Okay, John. Well, for Nurses Week this year, we have been planning activities for maybe over the last month or so in partnership with Carhushner as well as with our different regional hospitals and community hospitals. So for this week, we are focusing on having some continuing nursing education for nurses so that they would be able to get accredited credit hours in relation to their licensure. And so we are looking at topics that relates to the current issues in nursing. For example, for today, we are looking at leadership and the transitional role post-COVID-19. This evening, we also will be looking at the mental health and psychosocial component of post-COVID as well. And the day, the 12th of May, we will be looking at the discussion with our team, and we will be having 3 dynamic presenters in the name of the first one is Miss Laura for tonight, Miss Laura Longsworth, our past Speaker of the House. Then we have our past Chief Nurse as well, Mrs. Agostina Eligio, and for the final day, we have Dr. Carlene Martinez, who is also a nurse who will be discussing the vision with us. In addition to that, we will also be having some recognition for nurses, and also we have some relaxed time as well for the nurses. So we have some activities like the talent shows, we have karaoke, but we will also be giving back to our community. So you will see us in the different villages and in the towns providing some health promotion.
Okay, Lizette froze up there for a second, but Frank and George, this is the perfect time for you guys to chime in. And tell us about your choice to become a nurse.
Well, my choice to become a nurse is that I have an uncle who is a nurse, who was a nurse in the United States. No? He was a practical nurse working in New York City. He's the one that influenced me to be a nurse. We went to nursing school in 1991. So myself and George were in the same class. So we're in the nursing career for 30 years. But we have specialized. We work in operating theater as what we call CRNA, Certified Nurse Anesthetist. So we have specialized. Myself and George, we've been working in operating theater, doing anesthesia for over 20 years.
Wow.
That's our specialty.
Yeah. And that's a critical point, because I think people, let's talk about the nursing career. Oftentimes people think all nurses are general nurses, but there's some like you who, like when we know we have a general practitioner doctor, then you have a specialized doctor in one field. The same is the case with the nursing profession.
We have been moving. Nursing have been advancing. We started to specialize in various areas, psychiatry, oncology, public health, education. Yeah, education administrators. So nurses have been moving along with the times. Progresses we have to change and adopt, and that's called progress. As Frankie told you, we started out together as batchmates, and we did 2 classes together. We started our nurses, we finished that and had some experience, and then went and studied anesthesia together and graduated like together. I personally got involved in nursing due to my mom, who served over 30 years. She was at the category of practical nurse, which is a little lower than the staff nurse, meaning that you don't allow you to do certain things. You're not, not registered to do it. However, she was very experienced and she influenced me a lot. So I sat one day with Mr. Darrell Spencer, who is the president of the NAV, and we sitting on the steps, saw my mom walking up this evening maybe about 6 o'clock toward the house, and we looked at each other. We were graduating from sixth form, and we said, hey, what about nursing? And we both applied and we got our answer. And that's where we are today.
And I mean, that's interesting because for both of you, let's be honest here. People always think nursing is a female profession. I can imagine, you know, those couple of years ago when you were started nursing school, that it was even more a female-dominated field. Tell us about that.
When we started nursing in 1991 at the old
nursing school,
Belize School of Nursing, each class had 3 males, and that was the majority of males in a class. When we graduated, it was 3 of us. That was majority graduated, and that was honors for us that we graduated 3 of us males. Because normally it's only 1 male, or sometimes none.
Wow. So that's Frankie, Georgie, and Darren?
Darrell, yeah. Darrell Spencer is the president of the Nursing Association. Yes. So we both started in the nursing career, basic nursing career, and we started anesthesia, specialized in anesthesia also, because they have noted that most male nurses specialize in anesthesia.
Okay.
Because before we started, they only knew about 2 male nurses.
Okay.
That was Mr. Keith Neal and Gilbert Chan. Both were nurse anesthetists. Right now, Mr. Keith Neal is administrator at the Healthcare Partners.
Okay.
So most of us specialize. We rarely stay in the bedside nursing.
Okay.
When we started, the populace didn't know about male nurses. They used to refer to us as doctors, right? Yeah. So it was kind of hard for them to accept. But now we have a lot of male nurses now, from Filipino, we have Nicaraguans, we have Cuban. So they are more out there now. When we started, it was only about 2 of us. Now it's about 39 male nurses at Carl Ushna.
That's great.
That's good. But let me ask the other pertinent question here. So you all have been in the field long enough to know there is a global shortage of nurses. Most people, when they think of going into medicine, they think of becoming a doctor and don't go into nursing. So that means there's a high demand from the most developed countries to even places like Belize for nurses, which means the job opportunities for a trained nurse, there are a lot of different areas that you can work. What has kept you in Belize all this time? And I'm not saying I want you to go, please. Thank you for staying. We appreciate it. But just help us understand that decision-making process.
Well, for me, personally, it's the love of my country and to serve my people. That's what kept me here. Because I'm telling you, the financial thing, the attraction with the money is great. They promise you car, house, health insurance for your whole family. Wow. You name it. They even give you a bonus for signing on your hospital. Yeah, so you get a lot of perks. For us, it's been just actually loving our country and want to serve our people here that has kept us here.
Yeah. You know,
so Frank, that uncle in New York hasn't told you why are you still in Belize?
For me, it's a love of country, and I don't believe in dream.
Yeah.
In my class, there are 15 of us, and I could say in Belize, we only have like 3 of us or 4 of us that
stayed.
Most of us migrated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or to England now, because England has been recruiting nursing now.
Yeah.
So most people have gone to England or United States. Because of love, for me, it's love of country. I have been influenced to go live in the States, to go, it'll be better, and I say, you know what? And my family is here. The only reason that I'm here, my kids are still here. Yeah. she loved to go to the US, so and that's one influence she has on me also. But you know, for right now, I'm set to serve my country, because if I leave my country, who else will be here?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because most of our here at Carl Houston, we have a lot of imported nurses. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If you walk around Carl Houston, you see Filipinos, Nicaraguans,
Nigerians.
and rarely, if you go to certain areas, you rarely see Belizean nurses. And that's a real problem we're having.
The brain drain, and it's due to the attraction of the money, you know.
Yeah.
They are paying better, the $2 to $1, and the pay rate is higher.
Yeah.
It also comes down to job satisfaction. If you're not happy in the environment you're working, you're not having the proper equipment you need, you're getting long hours, you're not getting appreciated or thanked for what you've done, or sacrifices you've made, and it's just sometimes it's discouraging.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth, it's very stressful on us as head of the family and also as nurses in the community, because we see a lot of injustice.
When you see the interns coming in, those who are studying, now they don't have the nursing school of Belize, but they have the programs at the University of Belize. So when they come in for their internships, what do you say to them about knowing that Belize cannot offer what a UK can offer or a US hospital can offer? What do you tell them about staying home and contributing to the profession here?
What I tell them is to be patriotic. All of this is patriotism. If you leave, I leave, what will be here for Belizean to work with?
Yeah.
There will be a language barrier. For one, because if these foreign nurses or foreign doctors come, it's hard for them to understand our language.
Yeah.
So who will be here for you, for us? I said, I will stay. I've done 30 years and there's nowhere I will go. I can't go now.
We have done.
I'm almost 50, so you know what? It's not time to leave at this time.
Yeah.
I won't make any noise. I'll be 51 this June.
But guys, also one of the things that I'm here thinking is actually, like you mentioned, the career. But at the same time, why would you recommend for more male nurses while it seems to be a female dominated career? Talk to the young brothers out there to tell them, you know what, this is definitely the way to go.
It has something to do with the culture, you know, because the bravado, the black male is something else. Culturally, even in my family, the guys think that you should become a BDF or a soldier, and so I have people who in my family who are, you know, edging you and telling you, why don't you switch over to BDF? Because you still can as a nurse. You can go over, you know, but I don't know. They think it should be for females, but honestly, if you check the history, the nurses, the first set of nurses were males. Especially during the wars, the civil wars, the First World War, there were men who were sent to the front line to take care of people. It shifted during Nightingale's time, when they came on board and made it a science so people can scientifically approach treatment of others. It's not just you go there and want to help somebody. You have to have a system in doing it so that you don't cause more injury. And so Nightingale started that, and therefore schools of nurses started, and it became a science. Yeah. That's where it started. So she became the face of nursing, but males were in the forefront from the beginning. And then it backed off because, again, it's not as lucrative as being a doctor and as being, you know, an engineer and stuff like that. So the money is the thing that the males have gravitated to, and they ran to the various jobs that give you more money.
What's the appeal for both of you? Yeah. What do you love about being a nurse?
Well, in our specialty, it's not much. It's much that whereby we deal with a lot of patients that comes injured, gunshot, C-sections, surgery. The satisfaction I get is when I see a patient come multiple gunshots. We work hard to try to save that patient. And then you see that patient a couple of days later walking around.
Yeah.
Imagine a patient comes almost dying, and then you see that patient walking. And the next thing, when you see a pregnant patient in pain, and then when you give the anesthesia that we give for C-section is spinal anesthesia. When you give that spinal and you see that pain just disappear, the satisfaction that patient said, thank you. Thank you. The pain is gone. That's my gratification. I get that to relieve that pain from that patient, and that is basic anesthesia. Put them to sleep, try to alleviate most pain or majority of the pain, and that's the satisfaction I get.
All right. We're told that Lizette is back on the line. Lizette?
Hi, yes.
Yeah, okay. We're sorry you froze up for a second there, but it gave us some time to tackle the anomaly of male nurses in the profession. But Lizette, looking at the landscape here in Belize, do we have enough nurses to meet our population size?
Okay, well, Marlene, based on our last data, it is showing that we do have a severe shortage of nurses. We have between 100 to 200 shortage within the next 2 to 3 years. And this information was done in 2000, so it wasn't taking into consideration the current transition in health that we have now with the pandemic. So you can see now with the pandemic, it has even increased because the entire health system had to reorganize and restructure to be able to meet the needs of the population, as well as looking at areas for the COVID-19. So we definitely have a shortage, and that is why we are here today to appeal to the general population, to students coming out of high school, and also from the associate degree level to enter into the nursing profession. We have available scholarships for you. It is a very rewarding profession, as Nurse Lorenzo and Arthur have presently discussed the how we would be able to assist others. If you are that type of person that demonstrate caring and humanity, this is the profession for you. And so definitely we would like to encourage these young persons to enter the profession and to grow our cadre. And this is the only way we can care for our own Belizean people, because as is 25% of all our nurses that we have in this country are foreigners.
Wow.
And so we definitely need to grow our Belizean cadre. We are the only ones who will remain here and take care of our patients, but at the same time, we also need to ensure that we try our best to give them the best working conditions and remunerations as well.
Chief Bell, I hear your cry for more Belizeans to actually become nurses, because it is a rewarding profession. But at the same time, some students might look at it from a standpoint of danger. And I'm saying this because on the onset of COVID-19, a lot of our healthcare professionals actually got sick with the disease, and they're saying now, you know what? I don't think that's the road for me to go. What are you guys doing to make sure that our healthcare professionals are being safe at this point?
John, in the beginning of COVID-19, there was definitely a scare. We had little information, but now as the year and a half have passed, we have been able to get more information, more data as to how the disease evolved, and made changes as it relates to our protocols and infection prevention and control guidelines, and ensuring that adequate personal protectives are available at the health facilities, and ensuring that the nurses are aware, they're trained, they have the competency in using them and knowing how to protect themselves. We have invested a lot in capacity building for our nurses to ensure that we protect them. So yes, in the beginning there was some challenges, but going forward now we have made significant changes based on evidence and data that is becoming available on a daily basis.
Now, it's a tough time to be a nurse, and as you clearly said, the pandemic has changed well, in good and bad. It has shown our appreciation for healthcare workers. It really highlighted, I think, even for us, the deficiencies that did exist, and how even despite all of that, that everyone kind of sprung into action. For Nurse Frank and George, tell me what it's been like for you guys while you have been specialized nurses, I guess, in the operating theater, I should say. What has it been like working in this pandemic?
We're specialized nurses in anesthesia.
Yeah, yeah.
What we do is we have to deal with COVID patient, and there's a set operating theater that we do our COVID cases. And we have to be dressed up in our PPEs and all these regalias. And it is that we are well protected. When we know that there's a patient that has COVID or suspected COVID, we prepare for that patient. And then we are more exposed in a sense because we do oral. We deal with the oral to deal with the upper airway. That's where the spread of COVID is most can happen, no? So we have to be more protected because we deal with the airway where the virus is mostly located.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. And I must add, myself and Frank and the other teams have really gotten infections. As you expect, we are in the airway most of the time. If we're not doing a regional, which is a spinal for like operation like C-sections, hernias and stuff like that, we have to go in your mouth. Once we're putting you to sleep and put a tube in your mouth, we have to be in your airway where there's saliva and possibly coughing and us and stuff like that. So we are extremely exposed in our type of work. And
fortunately, none of us have become infected with COVID.
And now you're protected, right? You've been vaccinated?
We are protected, yeah. And we are fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Thanks to the minister. Wow. Fully vaccinated now.
Yeah.
So
frontliners have already gotten the second dose, right?
Yes, we have gotten our second dose.
Yes, we have.
All right, guys. So, I'd like to say kudos to you. And the celebration is on. Chief Bell, once again, tell us, how will the rest of the week pan out for you?
Okay, for the rest of the week, we will be at the different health facilities doing some of the community outreach, like I mentioned before. We will continue with our nursing education, and we will also have some recognition, and we will also be having some R&R for our nurses in all our health facilities. So we are having some talent shows, some karaoke. We also have the annual casual or t-shirt day that nurses would use their Nurses Association t-shirt for that particular day. So these are the activities that we will be having throughout the rest of the week from now until May 12th, which is actually International Nurses Day. We will also be having church services today and also an official one on Sunday, because if it wasn't for God, we wouldn't be able to get out of this COVID-19 challenge that we are facing today. So that would be the summary of the activities for this week.
All right. Well, Chief Bell,
Frankie. Is there going to be a part 2 of the dance? Is this, is this an invitation? I sign up John to do the dance. That's already decided.
Oh, gosh.
Tell me that you guys are in that video. I can't see all the faces, but you participated?
No.
Why not?
Those are for younger people.
Oh, no.
So if they should
you're going to make us play some music right now and ask you to dance.
I like to list it. I like to watch. I like to list the activity for the nurses we care at Carl Houston.
Okay.
For today, we have the staff show. Then there's a virtual church service and a brunch and award today.
Wow.
And tomorrow, the 7th, is a giveaway. And on May 11th, we have Day of Pampering, Casual Day, and Nurses Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
And on May 12th, which is the International Day of Nursing, no?
Yeah.
So there's activities on that day.
All right.
All right.
Well, guys, thank you so very much.
Before going, John, I'd like to just give you a parting joke. Myself and Frank and Spencer, when we first showed up at the nursing school for our RN program, we, after a couple while there, needed to go to the bathroom, and we found out that they didn't assign a bathroom for males. The people in charge had to figure out which bathroom they were going to assign for us.
Wow.
that was really funny at the time. I would like to ask permission for me to extend a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers of Belize across this beautiful country.
Yeah.
Especially to my wife and my authors. I love you, babes.
Oh, wow. He not a loving person. He loving
Frankie or on
Frankie.
camera, though. Watch those faces.
What happened? My wife is not here. My wife is in the States.
Okay.
She's watching via Zoom.
She can watch it.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you guys so very much,
Thank you
man.
all for joining us. And thank you to you and all the other nurses in this country who we do appreciate all the work that you put in, the long hours that you put in, and keep up the great work and enjoy the celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And because we love that dance so much, we're going to close off this segment with the performance, I should say.
Yeah. Remember the raccoon? That's a raccoon.
I noticed the raccoon had a cameo as well.
That's the one that fell from the ceiling.
Is he? I hope he's not participating in the brunch. That's the key. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you very much for having us, Marlene and Jan. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish all our nurses a happy Nurses Week and to thank them for their continuous support, their commitment, the service to this country and to the people of this country, as well as I would like to encourage our population to continue to come out and get their COVID-19 vaccine. We continue to do the screening, and all the other prevention services that will be available to the community this week. So thank you very much, Marlene and John, for having us this morning. Happy Nurses Week to all our nurses.
All right. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Nurses do have fun as well, and this is how they do that. Check it out.
Survive a year in this COVID pandemic.
And we took care of everyone, even at the risk of our own lives.
KHMH, this is what we do. We take care of you. This is a cause for celebration.
So, let's party. Hold up. This is not how we dance. This is how we dance.
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze
COVID update was brought to you by Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service. Working off-site doesn't mean you have to be off your game. Studies have shown that simply adding a keyboard and mouse to your laptop increases productivity by 26%. Add a monitor, and you'll be 35% more productive. At Fulltech Systems, we have what you need to enhance your remote work or e-learning experience. With devices such as headsets, video conferencing monitors, webcams, keyboards, mice, docking stations, all with the brands you trust. Keep connected with collaboration tools like Microsoft 365 Suite and Kaspersky and perform efficiently no matter where you are. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
If we are only as strong as our families, businesses, institutions, and the communities that surround us, then by giving businesses the power to grow, entrepreneurs the ability to expand, and by giving our families the right to own something, the Belize Bank gives you the power to build a nation, our nation. We are stronger together. The Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Andrea Polanco, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Hello Belize. You may not be aware of the new travel requirements set in place by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Passengers traveling to the U.S. must present a negative COVID test or a documentation of having recovered from COVID-19 to travel to the U.S. In light of this, Maya, in partnership with Caring Hands Clinic, have established testing centers in all their municipal airports. Caring Hands Antigen Test Center is operational in San Pedro, Belize City, Dangrega, Placencia, and Hopkins. These testing facilities are staffed by licensed healthcare professionals, including doctors, registered nurses, and nurse practitioners. Testing is done using Abbott rapid test devices that are FDA approved and made in the USA. The service is safe, fast, affordable, and the close proximity of the centers makes them convenient. Walk-ins are welcomed, but appointments are encouraged. If you would like to make an appointment, please feel free to do so at
Make your appointment, get tested, and in 15 minutes, you can get back to your vacation.
Why, Tony?
Boy, Keith, what you going on, man?
I actually can see we can need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups for my grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing that thing since April 15th, you know. And I just routed the last batch, must be about like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have anything? What is going on?
Check this, right? Under the new law, we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
Welcome back to Open Rides. We're moving now into our third and final segment, and all the lavishness you could ever think about. Madisco, reps of Madisco are in with us. As a matter of fact, on set, we've got Cheyenne Miller, who is beverage coordinator, and also Tamika Cleland, sales support executive.
Yes, sir.
My gosh, it sounds like you're supposed to be to give out visa.
Oh, Lord.
Guys, good morning and
morning,
welcome. We also have another special guest. We'll tell you who that is when she's about to come on.
Let's just put it this way. When we pop the bottle, she appears.
We give her a secret right there.
I didn't say any names.
You hear pop the bottle. But anyways, so guys, good morning once again and welcome. And we're graced with everything on this table.
Yes.
Tell us, what do we have lined up?
We have a lot lined up. Always at Madisco, we have a lot of stuff to offer to the country of Belize. I leave the specials for a little bit later, where Cheyenne will explain those for us. But we just want to remind people that here at Madisco, I know a lot of people, when they think about Madisco, and I always start off with this because it's something that I believe that when they hear Madisco, they think that we only sell cigarettes. That's the first thing people always think, right? So I just want to remind the public that at Madisco, we sell a wide variety of products. We carry food and beverage items, hospitality items, everything you need for a pizza, we have at Madisco.
Real?
Yes. Every single thing, from the cheese, the sauce, the pepperoni, the mushroom, the pizza box. Everything for a pizza.
That's right.
And except the dough. Except the dough.
And if you're into desserts as well, you have just about everything that, you know, when you see a recipe online, you're like, I don't know, please have that. You guys probably have it.
Yes, because we carry a wide variety of pastry items as well. Powdered sugar, whipped cream topping.
Yes.
We have puff pastry, yes, we do. And even the butters, because a lot of people, when they look, you know, sometimes when you're looking at recipes online, it calls for butter, salted or unsalted. We carry all of that there at Madisco.
Real?
Yes.
And then are you into cleaning products too?
Of course. we have to make sure that we're fully prepared for COVID, so we carry all the cleaning products as well.
So if I want to whip up a real fancy dessert for my mom, I definitely can go to you guys to get these ingredients.
That's
but
right.
Is it, I think the other question is it wholesale only?
No, it's not. So that's something that we want to remind the public, that you can come into the store. We have a retail section there at our Cleghorn Street, our location at Cleghorn Street here in Belize City, and retail at our San Pedro branch out there on Coconut Drive.
Wow. All right. So
And since you sell wine, you know that one.
Exactly.
Do you have cheeses?
Yes, we do.
Wine and cheese?
Of course, we have cheeses, we have crackers, we have chutney as well. We have chutney to go along with them. Chocolates.
Ooh.
You name
everything.
it. We have it there at my
Me too. But tell us, Cheyenne.
It's a retail store, so you can actually go walk on the shelf and take off the products you want.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Take it off to buy it, not
Yes, of course.
And I'm glad you guys are clarifying, because for the most part, people think when you go to Madisco, you must get wholesale. That's
No.
where hotels and everybody do their shopping
Yes.
and whatnot. So now you don't even have to, or you just go there and retail.
Yes. So it's set up like a small store downstairs, so all the products are stocked on the shelves.
Yeah.
We have our cooler and our freezer section also in the retail area. And let's not forget about our Oasis right downstairs as well.
Oh, no, come on, Oasis?
Yes! We have our beverage Oasis. So everything you need, one stop shop.
But why would we be talking about all this around Mother's Day time? Special packages and whatnot. I could just go there and get something for mom. It's a hit.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So Cheyenne will go more in depth with the Mother's Day packages that we have available. But we want to remind people also that we have a Mother's Day breakfast special that we're doing at Madisco. So all the ingredients you need, and I've prepared it so you guys could see. So the package includes two muffin mixes, our apple cinnamon muffin mix from Always Save. It includes a pack of Dole blueberries. It also includes a whipped cream and a morning syrup. So you get all these for only $45.
$45
Oh, you have a smaller one, because they're the big bottles too.
Yes. So I just did a little presentation. So see, it's easy, anybody. And for the muffin mix, all you need to do is to add milk to the muffin
To the mix, that's it.
That's it. And you bake.
Okay.
So, you have no reason to not
No
make this for your
reason,
wife.
no reason.
It's a mix.
Yes, it's a
And
mix.
the caramel is ready.
And you know us, we here in Belize, we usually, we into our fried jacks and tortilla and waffle, but it's Mother's Day is coming up. You want to do something a little bit more special for mom. So something a little bit more different.
Absolutely.
And everything you need, like I said, in that one package, and you could create that amazing breakfast for mom.
And what's the cost of the package?
The package, for everything, it's $45.
There you go. So you can make, and these make how many?
One pack would give you 6 muffins.
Okay,
Six muffins.
And you get two, and you get 2 packs.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And so 17 minutes I could have cupcakes for my wife.
That's right.
Not anything, muffins.
Yes, muffins.
Because you don't just give regular stuff on Mother's Day.
on Mother's Day.
It's gotta be special.
Correct.
And not anything apple cinnamon.
Yes, apple cinnamon.
Muffin.
Of
With
course,
blueberry.
you can switch out the muffin mixes because we have them in different flavors.
Okay.
So if you're maybe your mom doesn't like apple cinnamon, we have it in wild berry. We have it in in regular blueberry, correct. So
The chocolate chip as
and
well.
chocolate chip.
Yeah.
The wild berry is my favorite.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
So for some reason or the other, I see Don Julio saying something in that corner.
I'll get there soon. You're moving on to the packages.
Yes.
And you still have your cleaning supplies. You want to get that one?
Yes, so our cleaning supplies are still available. We're glad to see the numbers going down. But we still need to make sure that we're keeping safe, we're keeping our social distance. We're cleaning on a regular basis. So we just want to remind everybody that we have our cleaning supplies. bleaches, disinfectants, hand sanitizers, cleaning wipes.
You name it.
We have it.
And you have the little hand sanitizer packages,
yes,
right?
the ones that we brought the last time. We still
Yeah.
have those available as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So you have your sanitizer anywhere you go.
That's right. And we even have the little small ones. So if you look, this would fit perfect in your
Sanitize on
purse
the
as
go.
well.
Yeah.
Right, so little small Purell we have.
Yes, and that's the brand everybody does, like Purell.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have all of this available. How do people know? I mean, do they go to your website and see what's there?
Yes, so we have our website, www.madisco.bz. You could find us on Facebook, on Instagram. And if you don't want to pick up the phone to call, we have 2 WhatsApp numbers available now. First, we only used to have the one for Belize City, but we recently implemented the one for Belmopan.
Okay.
So those numbers to reach us on, it's 624-1828 for Belize City. And then for Belmopan, it's 601-7440.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So Cheyenne, you're not finished with any packages. Tell me any packages. What's up?
I'm fine. I'm here today to present our Mother's Day packages.
Tell us.
So these packages were done from the heart. So a
Aw.
lot of love, isn't it?
Wow.
Our package ranges from $25 all the way up to $120. So we're here to cater for your budget. Some easy to go, hassle-free packages.
All right. So these are already gift wrapped.
Correct.
Let's take a look at what you have here.
Okay. So that's our $45, or maybe I should start from the $25.
All right, let's
go to 25. Yeah.
So
All right.
this
Tight
one here
budget.
Okay.
is our $25 package. It comes with an Espiritu de Chile white wine and a gift bag.
Okay.
Okay.
So there we go. It's actually
So
on the
you
screen.
don't even have to gift wrap Mom's gift.
Yeah.
It comes gift wrapped, $25, and she gets her own bottle of wine.
And I have a name for all the packages.
Tell us.
So for this $25 one, it holds the name, it's Mom Time to Wine.
Mom time to wine.
Yes.
Cool.
Then, secondly is our $35 package, which is that one.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yes. Check this out. Check this out.
It holds a sparkling wine, the Lambrusco red sparkling wine. That goes by the name They Wine, I Wine.
They Wine, I Wine.
The WHINE, the kids wine, Mom wine.
This is so pretty though,
That's
just
beautiful.
the wrapping alone. So, I mean, I could buy it already wrapped like this.
Yes. And you can add additional stuff to it. We have roses as well, along with chocolate that you can add to all the packages.
All right. And that's going for how much you said?
That one goes for $35.
$35.
And it's a sparkling wine, so you get that little special pop when you open it up.
Yes. The bubbly pop.
And then?
We go to this one,
All right.
which is our $45 wine that holds the name Motherhood, powered by love, sustained by wine. So that one is a pink Moscato, Di Bortoli pink Moscato. So that's the $45 package we have available.
That's beautiful. Okay. And then
moving on up.
Moving on up. This one is in a basket form that goes for $90. Its Mom Sanity is brought to you by wine.
Mom Sanity brought to you by wine?
Yes. Isn't that true?
Yeah. Look at that. It's
So the
right there on the
wines
screen.
there are Adobe wine. It's an organic wine. So we're catering for all different kind of people. The ones on the healthier end, you can get this one, this Adobe organic wine. It has a red one and a white wine included in it.
All right, and it comes with the glass.
The
It
glass.
comes with your wine glass.
Correct, and chocolate.
And chocolate.
Yes,
Oh.
again, you can add more chocolates if you like. You can add cheese. We're here to cater for whatever suits you. You can add crackers
So you can
as
customize
well.
your basket.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
And this is going for how much?
That one is going for $90.
$90.
Yes, Mom
Cool.
Sanity.
Mom Sanity.
Then we have this one here.
Mhm.
It's $95. We didn't give it a special name. We kept the name of the wine, which is La Crema, because this is a new addition to our family, our wine family.
Okay, then.
So we kept the name La Crema for this one. This is $95.
All right. It's actually on the screen already.
And it comes with a beautiful box as well as the wine glass there already.
Yes.
And then...
And you can get extra roses because this has roses in here already.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And then, of course, you know that little saying, happiness is key? Well, at Madisco, we say happiness is a whiskey. So we did a whiskey package as well for the moms that are not on the wine side, you know, they want whiskey.
Yeah.
We have here the Akashi Japanese whiskey available. And if you notice, 2 of the Perrier sparkling mineral water is included.
Yeah.
That's because
so
we
you can mix it up the way you want.
Yeah, get the party started there.
We have a promotion going on, so if you purchase any whiskey from us, you get 2 of the waters free.
Okay, that's so
the
good.
Perrier
That's
waters.
nice. So what's the name of it again, the whiskey?
Happiness is whiskey.
Happiness is whiskey.
And that one goes for $110.
$110. Cool. All right.
Then we have the last one here.
That's the one he's been eyeing the whole time.
Mister.
That goes for $120. That's
Okay.
the tequila Don Julio Blanco.
And it comes with the shot glasses.
With 3 shot glasses for mom and friends.
There you go.
That one holds the name. It's Mom O'Clock Take a Shot.
I love it.
Right? So all these packages you can get at our store if you're out district in San Pedro, in Dangriga, in Orange Walk. We can ship the packages to you in the easiest way possible.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
You can give us a call. You can WhatsApp us on the Belize City WhatsApp number and in the Belmopan WhatsApp number as well. You can hit us up on Facebook. And you can visit the Oasis there on Clegon Street.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, man, these are nice. Just because of all this, I actually come up with something in my mind.
What's that?
Check this out, right?
I love that Tamika's laughing already. Thank you.
Check this out. All right. So I just came up with it like that directly. Okay. Mother's Day, oh my disco. Packages that lavishes mom all Mother's Day long.
Wow, Jan. That was good.
There you go. Too bad they don't print their flyers. Next year, right?
Came out of my mind, like right there.
Next time we'll get in touch with you.
Yeah.
But I love it. They're nice.
But, you know, and as you said, we talk about all these different gifts. People want to make something. They want to get something nice for mom, but you made it so easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is this limited
while
supplies last?
Most of them we have huge stock, so we want to cater for the country of Belize.
Yeah. And I believe you when I say huge stuff.
Well, remember that you have to give us your request timely, so we can prepare it with love.
Yes.
We don't want to prepare it
Yeah.
in a hurry, and I have to tell you that these are Cheyenne's creations.
Wow.
She came up with them, and the thing is, the only thing I helped her with was the Patron and the Akashi whiskey, because I said,
not everybody.
Moms don't need only wine. They need a glass of wine every day, but you know what?
Yeah.
Whiskey, you gotta have whiskey.
Yes,
And tequila, you gotta have tequila.
It's Mom O'Clock somewhere.
Right? And the thing is, when she said 3 glasses for friends, the dad could join in too, you know.
Yeah,
But you know what? The 2 are for she.
That's right.
God knows mothering requires a shot sometimes, right?
One of my favorite persons is in with us.
We said the bottle would pop and she'd appear, right?
Yeah. So where's the bottle?
Well, here. All right. So today, I really am proud to announce that Madisco is the distributor for Kendall Jackson. We are officially their distributors. And you know, Kendall Jackson carries a lot of weight. The Chardonnay is their #1 Chardonnay in the U.S., which you will open today.
Wow.
Look at all of that. You have the opener, right?
I I think it's in the front.
I have the opener here somewhere.
All right, so.
Okay, and usually.
Let's get it popped up.
It is your pleasure to open a bottle of wine.
Yes, ma'am. I came from the University of Jaimala.
So Kendall Jackson is actually one of the wineries that have the largest solar array panels. They are the largest. They have almost 12,800 solar panels that make their wine. It's sustainable energy.
Oh, fantastic.
And they make sure that they adapt, and they're very much into the eco and preserving of fuels and whatever, right? So no. You have not learned that well. Look, you have to double click. Right. See? Voila.
Clearly, I have more experience at this, right?
I am just turned.
Right.
This is lovely.
We also got you special glasses.
When you say, I mean, it's a big deal. You said you're the exclusive distributor, which means you developed a relationship with the winery itself.
Yes.
So that you could have it here at the best prices.
Right.
Okay.
That's to the lady of the show.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
If you notice the light pale golden color, I can't say yellow because it's not yellow, it's gold. So that's yours, Sharon. And usually, why do we swirl? When we swirl it, it's because it releases the aromas. And why would we say aromas and not bouquet? So if it is a young wine, we call it an aroma. If it's an aged wine, we call it a bouquet. Now this is at 2018, so am I correct? 2018 or 2019?
2019.
So this is a young wine, so you will swirl. You have to take off your mask so you can smell.
Surprisingly enough, I can smell it through my mask.
Yes, I could too.
Right?
You can make a song.
So the vanilla is there, and it is barrel aged, okay?
Okay.
It's barrel aged in French and American oak barrels, and then for about 10 months. So you, at one point people would say, oh, I love Chardonnay because I love the oaky smell, but now people will say anything but Chardonnay because the oak is so intense. But they have gotten better, and the first bottle was actually crafted by Jess Jackson in 1982. So this, look how long they've gone.
Yeah.
So let's try it. Swirl.
Nice, chill.
Look at the gold color, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
To mom.
To mom. Moms all over the world.
So refreshing.
Right temperature.
Yeah.
This is the best thing to start your Thursday morning.
Yeah,
in fact,
I know.
every morning. I don't know why you don't start your morning show with wine.
A chill Chardonnay.
It's mom o'clock.
And not only that, remember, wine makes your day go fine. I'm telling
All right,
you.
there we go. She said it, so that's how it's going to be today.
So toast to all the mothers. And then besides the Kendall Jackson Chardonnay, I have a Syrah, and I have a Cabernet Sauvignon. I have a Chianti, I have a Pinot Gris, and I have a Sauvignon Blanc. So I don't know what, and the La Crema. Now, why did they name it La Crema?
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
La Crema actually in French means the finest. So La Crema is one of the best creations that they have come up with. And it comes from the Russian River Valley, which is the coolest area in the heart of the Sonoma winemaking region. So it's really one of the better Pinot Noirs. And it's a cold pressed Pinot Noir. So it's very, very different to your usual Pinot Noir. So it's expensive, and if you see the box, it'll tell you why. And I think what Chan forgot is we can include a rose in any of your packages for an additional $8.
Real roses?
Real roses.
Oh,
They have everything.
Real roses. So, you know, a little of everything.
Yes.
Of course.
You know what? When you think about the oasis, you say, "Oh, I want water." But Mala would say, "I want wine." So you know that's possible too.
Yeah.
We turn water into wine, into whiskey, into vodka, into gin, anything that you prefer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So John, do you want to open anything else?
It's you. There's a song that
Well,
says,
let's talk about the different what
Okay.
you would expect, and then we can
So-
decide, right? So you have this. What did you have?
So I have the Syrah.
Oh.
Now, why would we call it Syrah and not Shiraz?
Okay.
Okay, like everything else, the word Shiraz belongs to Australia because they founded the first Shiraz. So Syrah then becomes for the rest of the world just like champagne.
Like champagne.
Champagne is a sparkling wine, but not all sparkling wines are champagne because it didn't come from that area of champagne.
Okay.
So this Shiraz is a Shiraz, but it's a Syrah that
Because
comes
it's
from
not from
California,
Australia.
Oh, okay.
right? So if you like deeper wines, then you like a Syrah. When I say deeper, I would mean bold wines,
Like full-bodied.
full-bodied wines. So you can have a Syrah, which we will be doing a tasting on Thursday, the 13th at Luca.
Yeah.
For $25, you get 2 pours.
Okay.
And you get a cheese platter. And then you can order more cheese platters.
Okay.
$25. And of course, social distancing.
Of course.
And it's, as windy and as open
Right.
air as you can get,
It's,
right?
it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May 13th at Luca.
Right.
Okay. At what time?
At 6.
6 p.m.
At 6.
Okay.
6? Did I say 6? It's 5 to 8. Sorry.
5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay.
Yes, 6, 8, 5 to 8. We were thinking that if we had done it on a Friday, we could have done it from 6 to 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then we remembered, curfew.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
5
right.
to 8.
5 to 8.
Right.
Perfect. Okay.
So
And
the
then you have
next
the
one is a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay.
So this Cabernet Sauvignon is a little special. It has Cabernet Sauvignon, and then it has a little bit of Merlot for the softness. And it has Cabernet Franc for the tannins. And it has a Petit Verdot just a little bit for the mouthfeel. When I say mouthfeel, what do I mean? It means like this feeling of intense pleasure in your mouth. Oh my God, did I just say that?
Yeah, you
Sorry,
did.
guys.
I think John doesn't want to let go of the bottle of wine now.
So it feels, it's a fulfilling,
It matches me, so.
it's really a fulfilling, intense pleasure. This
I
wine,
think that was the best sales pitch ever.
I love Cabernet, so I can talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
And they
It is
retail
one
for-
of my,
They retail for how much?
that retails for about $68, but it's a pretty good wine. And if you buy a selection, we'll give you a 10% discount.
Okay.
On 6 or more wines, but it is, if you notice, it's a Vintner's Reserve, so it's a pretty great
Just match me.
choice.
Right.
See, it matches.
Yeah.
And then I have a Pinot Gris. If you notice, the color of this Pinot Gris is a little different than the rest.
Yeah.
It's not even yellow. It's in between yellow, gold, and a little pink, a little
Yes,
blush.
yes, yes.
So the Pinot Gris is one of the ones that if you don't like a Sauvignon Blanc and if you don't like a Chardonnay, the Pinot Gris fits just right.
Okay.
At the right temperature of the Chardonnay, you will love this. And Marlene, I promise you, you will drink that whole bottle.
That's possible.
With not a problem.
That's very possible. Yeah.
Right.
It's so hot, especially. This is just the perfect time.
Yeah, and the pineapple flavors in it, it's like really wonderful. The tropical flavors are intense. And then the Sauvignon Blanc is also great. It has the grapefruit and the citrus, as a usual Sauvignon Blanc would do. And what I like about this Sauvignon Blanc is when you pour it in your glass, it's almost clear.
Yeah, because it looks.
It's very, very clear.
It does. It does.
And you can do so much with that. You can be festive, put some grapes in that, put some strawberries in that.
Yeah, I love that. You freeze the grapes
And
you
freeze
put it
the
in
grapes
there.
and put it in there. And it becomes a really, really nice, colorful drink.
Yeah.
And you're still drinking wine.
Easy.
Right. Okay.
So you have definitely given us the full scope of what you have there.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about how people can come in and get that perfect wine for mom. If they want to give her something new and they don't know, what are some of the questions they need to answer before they come in?
Okay. One, what does mom usually drink? Is she a wine drinker? No, my mom doesn't drink wine, but you know, she drinks anything she like a cashew wine. Okay, good. Good, cashew wine. Okay, that means she has a sweeter palate.
Yeah.
So we will give them a selection and we'll say, how about a Moscato or a red blend? You know, a sweet red blend.
Yeah.
Oh no, that might be too sweet, you know. Okay, so then we'll go to a Pinot Noir because the Pinot Noir is the gentlest of all grape varietals. But then they'll say, no, I like it a little bit sweet. Then we would jump it to a Merlot because a Merlot is also as gentle. We'd stop there. And then, of course, who says moms don't drink beer?
Right?
You know, I mean, they would say, oh, guys drink beer and girls drink wine. And I'm like, yes, that doesn't happen anymore. So if mom likes beer, then she'd be open to Merlot, she'll be open to Cabernet Franc, and so many other things. I always say, buy something that they would never buy for themselves.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Treat them, and at this time, I think for all of you who have mothers still alive, be loving to them, be affectionate, and you know what? They are one of a kind.
No, but my thing though is if you respect even the word mom, you've got your sisters, you've got your friends, you've got your
mom
so,
influence.
so there's always somebody
You
in
got your
touch.
dog mom.
That's you see.
But, oh yeah, my daughter became a dog mom, so I sent her.
And people really hold them close. To
I
so
sent her
this
some
is true.
tulips. I said, honey, this is for things to come.
So you were there to help people out.
Of course.
And tell us again the opening hours for the Oasis so people know when to go in.
Okay, we open from 8 right through lunch up to 5.
Okay.
And on Saturdays, we're open from 8 to 12. And this is likewise in Belmopan and in San Pedro.
All right.
Right.
All right. Well, this is final for me. You explained all these wines so fine. I can't wait for the day you explain to me a place of rice and beans.
Oh, I can, and I'll tell you the best. So if you're a white wine drinker,
What's the
if
pairing?
you're a white wine drinker for your rice and beans and you like Lata pepper, have your Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
With pepper.
What if you're doing a barbecue for mom?
If you're doing a barbecue for mom, have a Cabernet.
Okay.
Your Cabernet Sauvignon is the best in the red, and if you want white, well, go for your Chardonnay or your Pinot Gris. They are
all available at Madison.
Yeah, and also with hot dogs, by the way. You want to do a hot dog or whatever?
Hot dog and wine?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
And you guys have
That's
sausage
the best.
too?
Yes, we got sausage.
Right.
Right.
Guys, we need to wrap this up. We know exactly where to go now to shop for mom, to wine and dine.
That's right.
And enjoy everything they've got to offer right there at Madisco.
Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you for having
So a
us.
toast, thanks.
A toast once
Marlene,
again.
thank
all
you.
the mothers out there. We
To
hope
all
you
the
have your glass ready as well on Sunday to enjoy.
Right, to all our folks at Madisco, thank
Yeah.
you for being there and giving all this to the public.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to take our final break for the morning. When we come back, we will be wrapping things up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In honor of mothers everywhere, NextGen wants to share the love with you. Visit our office to sign up for any NextGen service. No installation or reconnection fee required. But that's not all we have for you. Existing NextGen customers who visit any of our branch office to update their account balance will automatically be entered into our Whoa Mom giveaway for a chance to win 1 month free service. Don't wait. Sign up and save all month long with NextGen. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet.
Instead, I want to celebrate my mother, the voice of reason behind every decision I've ever made. Every all-nighter I survived because she sat by my side. The values she's instilled, I will take with me forever. And I know that you have given me more than I can ever give back to you.
Mothers, our everyday superheroes. The Belize Bank salutes you. Happy Mother's Day.
And we're back.
Just like that, we need to go. We're so thankful that you actually started the morning right with us. But if you've got any questions, any concerns, you could always drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OYEBelize.
Hey, why not join us again tomorrow morning when you open your eyes?
To start your morning right.
As per usual, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.